Hello, YouTube. This is the coronavirus update for the 13th of January 2022. So we'll be going at this for about 2 years. The world is still very red. In terms of deaths, yeah, we've maybe peaked out, going down, and then you take a look at the cases, and it's wave, 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 boom. This is world cases per week. And good news, bad news. Well, a little bit from column A, a little bit from column B. In order for this thing to kill lots of people, it's got to be highly infectious and it's got to be fairly deadly. So, having a highly infectious virus out there that's novel, that people don't have much of a natural resistance to, is fairly bad news. That being said, as long as this doesn't get displaced by something that's even more infectious and more deadly, then this does, in many ways, constitute vaccination by virus. It's a riskier version than vaccination by vaccine, but whatever. And so this is obviously the Omicron wave, and let's go down to South Africa where the outbreak first took place, so we get a feel for where this is likely to go. So South Africa had several previous waves, and it was down to nothing, and then it went boom in less than a month. It went to so you can see previously it took almost twice that long to cook up. So it cooked up very quickly, and it got to very bad levels very quickly, and then it came down fairly quickly. And spike in deaths, well, I guess, but I mean, compared to previous waves, it's not so bad. And we're going to take a look at two theatres of war. The first one in Europe and the second one in America. In fact, let's do America first, where America is getting on for 1 million dead, have died from this. And if you take a look, the 800,000, that's the integral of this curve here. So this will go over 1 million dead by the end of it, which, when you consider the early forecasts I think I was putting out were, the worst case scenario for America was going to be, 1% of the people die or something, which was about 3 million. So, I mean, as it is, it's like a third of the worst case scenario, and not actually over yet. And you take a look at what the infections are doing in America, and they go absolutely ballistic, and the deaths. Deaths are still up at 10,000 a week, which is 500,000 a year. Which, again, I mean, that puts it, if not as the leading cause of death, that's in the same league as sort of heart disease and cancer as a death rate. So it's essentially there is a new leading cause of death or contender in that league in town. And I think it goes down. It's not so bad, but it's going to go up a bit with this. America does kind of have this anti-vaxxer movement, which might come back to haunt them. It's still not clear whether Omicron is, just less deadly in general, or it's less deadly if you've been vaccinated. I'm getting boosted tomorrow, part of the reason why I'm doing this. Anyway, you come to Europe, and it's sort of largely the same story, but ahead of the curve compared to where America is. So UK was, leader of the pack. And, arguably this is sort of tailing off already. It's the same sort of deal as South Africa by the looks of things, that, it tails off. And, it has to. 1 million cases per week. I think my last video it was early days, and the reason I cancelled my travel plans of going back to England for Christmas, which I'm very happy that I did. What with all the travel chaos, and you're never quite sure what the hell the situation's going to be. Um, yeah, I mean, I think it's up to about 250,000 new cases per day. It was as bad as it got in the UK, which is, it's not a million cases per day, but also, with the viruses, that's only like two doubling times, which was, um, yeah, with this with Omicron, that's a week or something. Anyway, on the bright side is deaths don't seem to be going up much, and UK is kind of ahead of the curve. Go to places like France. Oh, look at that! Boom! I mean, it's compared to previous infection rates, it's through the roof, and the death rates are going up as well. Italy is a similar picture. Spain looks like a bloody nightmare as well. India, I don't know what India's going up again. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, India. Ooh. So this is one of the dilemmas: is that if you get these countries where they've not had lots of vaccination, Omicron might be as bad as previous variants. So it might hit those regions particularly hard. And Germany's starting to go up again. Yeah, this here is likely to do what France what's happened to France. Yeah, it's likely to follow this same sort of pattern. Now, interestingly enough, I live in one of the few places in the world where so Poland is, I think they've finally turned the corner. That's not Poland. That's not Poland. Show me Poland. That's the world. Hey. Maybe Poland is starting to spike. Okay. Nah, it's not 10 million weekly cases in Poland. Okay, it's not updating that one. Let's go for Czechia. Where, it's the only place in the world where it's been going down until this week, and it's starting to go up again. So, the expectation is over the next few weeks, it's going to go absolute boom all the way across Europe. And, people are forecasting that, half the population will get it by the end of January. The good news is that, you take a look at the death rates in, your best test case so far, which was South Africa, and it's not looking so bad. I've lost it. There it is, South Africa. The deaths compared to what they were when it was bad, it doesn't look like it's the sort of thing that's going to overwhelm hospitals or anything. But like I was saying, the main concern is that what gets you variants is essentially a stochastic process. The more virus there is out there in the environment, the greater your chances of actually picking up a variant. Now, some of those variants are going to. The expectation is the variants will be worse. But this is the way evolution works. Some of them will be better. And we just got to hope that with all of this extra virus around, in the world, that's the world cases. I guess if you're being sort of philosophical about it, it's only like 3 times the infection, 3 times the amount of virus in the world, which means only 3 times the mutation rate, or expected. Anyway, so let's keep our fingers crossed that nothing bad happens there, and that come springtime, everything will be wonderful again. I'm not so sure I believe it, but let's keep our fingers crossed. Okay, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.